Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Riggs Garage, and I'm going to give you a quick update on the Turbo Civic engine build, the Turbo Civic project in general, and quick updates on a couple other things, but we're going to focus on the Turbo Civic today again and keep that rolling. Fairly slow progress, wrecked a car in January, and we've been in the market and got a new car, and things like that kind of slowed us down, but weather's warming up, and I want to have the Turbo Civic on the road when the weather is warm. So that's the main goal right now. Focus on one project and get on the road. So let's kick it off. Here we go. Here's the engine. I have the turbo mocked up on it. Right now, the last video showed this short block getting built. That was painting, notching the block, putting pistons in, everything. So that was pretty neat. Since then, I went ahead and I got this ACL race oil pump. It's even anodized black. It's beautiful. But this is going to give me higher volume, higher pressure. So this thing can be spun at a higher RPM. Additionally, painted the oil pan. Used that Van Sickle implement paint. It's like a semi-gloss. Actually beautiful finish. Super tough enamel. My first time with AN lines here. We did an oil drain from the turbo. So I've never used AN lines before. I really like them. This is cool stuff. I'm going to use AN lines for the catch can on the top of the engine as well. A little eBay 50mm turbo here, T3, T4 thing, 63 AR. Mocked up the oil feed here. Now I am going to drill this out a little bit. This is a journal bearing, so I'm going to go for between 1 and 2 millimeters hole in this restrictor, so it gets enough oil but doesn't push past the seals and blow smoke out my exhaust. Also, I put this this flange on here so I could start looking at downpipe options. So got that. I think this is 2.5 inch. And my goal is to piece together a downpipe that's going to shoot right back through here and onto my existing 2.5 inch stainless exhaust system. So I'm gonna wait until that's in the car and then I can tack this on and mock it up. I don't want to try it now and then have to redo it later. This head is not going to be going on the engine. This is a B7 head. The Z6 head that I'm going to use is actually out on the car. We'll go out to the car in a second here and kind of see where we're at there. On the back here, I am going to use a sandwich plate. And from that sandwich plate, I'm going to run an oil pressure gauge. And obviously, I'm going to get pressurized oil up to that turbo. Special thanks to Matt McCreary over at MRE Motorsports for welding this bung in. He went over and beyond, making that a clean install, welded it from behind with a TIG, so it's absolutely beautiful, leak checked, everything.
Don't show the weld.
They're inside the pan though. Here's kind of the workstation. Don't worry, we're not scratching Mustang paint. Right now, the Mustang battery is gone. It's actually out in that 95 Honda Odyssey right there. This is kind of the workstation where I figured out AN fittings. Got all the gaskets here. All right, let's go out to the car now. Oops. I'm gonna talk plans with you, and hopefully this engine will be coming out in the next week or so. All right, here's the current layout of the car. The plan is I am going to remove air conditioning. I know I said I was going to keep it, but it's just not going to happen. That's going to clean up a lot of this wiring and hose work. All these hoses will be gone, and the condenser up here is going to be gone as well. That's going to leave a big clean area for the turbo to sit, and that leaves me room to put a much bigger turbo on later, which the temptation is real. Now along the side of the engine here. I'm going to clean up the wiring a little bit. I'm not going to tuck it right now. I'm just going to tuck stuff down under. Same with this wiring. I'm not going to get hooked up, or caught up at least, on making the engine bay perfect, but when this engine's out, I'm going to go ahead and paint Milano red again, so we have really fresh paint in here. All right, finally, I do have a fuel line tuck kit, which is going to put this filter way down low and have AN fittings feeding the fuel rail here. And then finally, I'm probably going to have Matt at MRE Motorsports. Check out his YouTube, by the way. It's really awesome. His builds are top-notch, detail-oriented stuff. I'm going to pay him to weld a couple bungs on here. We'll do AN fittings over to a catch can to catch all that garbage from the engine as that turbo is spinning. This head, water pump, and timing belt setup, all this, accessories, this is all going to go on the engine block I just showed you. Intake manifold, that's a Z6 manifold. If you're interested in the Honda Mini-Me swap, by the way, that's a VTEC head on a D15 bottom end, non-VTEC bottom end. Check out the video I did on that. A lot of Honda guys have used that to their advantage just to learn. So as I was learning it, I made a video on it. Hopefully it helps you. But yeah, this engine's coming out. And then finally, in the interior here, I'm going to put 3 gauges in the single DIN spot. Going to put AFR gauge, oil pressure, and boost. And then I am looking for a console from the nice EX models, so I can put a single DIN down here, and I'll just put like a cheap Amazon Bluetooth unit here so I can get some jams off my phone. I don't want this to be a complete race car. Right now the dash is taken apart because I'm trying to calibrate this fuel gauge. It just stays on full. Watched several videos, tried several things. I don't want to put it together until that works. Oh well. ECU's over here on the floor. I have a Honda in the garage. I did put the Honda in here, but it was acting funky and not priming my fuel pump. So I suspect the capacitors are out, so I'm going to have a friend solder new capacitors into that. The capacitor set's like $10 on eBay, Amazon, wherever you buy your junk. And we're putting new capacitors in, and we're going to put a new Honda V1 battery on that Honda board. So that's what I have over here. All that going on. And we got a big list as well. Cool, so that's where I am. I've done a lot of this work off camera just so I can get it done. You know, things have been kind of hectic the last couple months. Kind of hard to put out content, but I'm trying this video format using my phone so I don't have to have a special camera. Not crazy editing, but hopefully this is, this is stuff you want to see, I hope. So let me know in the comments below if you have questions about the setup. And definitely happy to talk cars. I like talking cars anytime, so hit me up in the comments below, and thanks for watching Riggs Garage. We'll talk to you soon.